सुखकर्ता दुःखहर्ता वाता विघ्नाची नुर्वी पूर्वी प्रेम कृपा जयाची सर्वांगी सुंदर उत्सेंद्रुरात्री कंते जल के माल मुक्ता फलाची जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्र माना कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव रत्नाका चतपर तुझ कौडी कुमरा चंद्रनाची युती कुमकुम केशरा हीरे जरत मुकुट शोभा तो बारा रुंजंती नूपुरे चरणी गागरिया जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्र माना कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव लंबोदर पीतांबर फणिवर वंदना सरसोन वक्रतुंड त्रिनयना दास रामाचा वाटपहे सरना संगती पावावे निर्वाणी रक्षावे सुरवर वंदना जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्र माना कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्र माना कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव. Hi, good morning all. Welcome to the final course. Welcome to the final course. So I have a little bit of mixed emotions in this class right now because it is the final course in my crash course in sociology, right? This is going to be my final course in this 3-month crash course in sociology, and well, I'll spend a few sessions on this as is the last course. This is the sociology of family, right? So we would have spent the last 2-3 months talking about institutions and self, and we blended it with natural law, invoking self-transformation through knowledge, self-transformation through self-knowledge and knowledge of the social world, right? We would have invoked self-change through self-knowledge, natural law, laws about the universe, laws about the cosmos, self-knowledge, and also knowledge about the social world in which we live, right? And we would have blended all of these together and invoked self-change, right? So I would have started this video series with the sociology of health, right? I would have started the crash course with the sociology of health. And why I did that is because to be in any family in the first place, or to start any family or to start any relationship, right? Social relationship, romantic relationship, whatever, right? We need to take care of our health, right? Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health, right? We need to, in order to initiate or start a relationship or a family, we should, the best thing to do, really, the best course of action is to ensure that we are in sound physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health, right? So that's what we've been working on for the past 3 months, and even if we go further to that, I've been making videos since a year and a half ago or so, right? So since that has been completed, that goal has been completed, right? Now we can go on to discuss the sociology of family, right? The sociology of family. And in these videos I will be blending in education as well, right? Because we need to be self-educated first too, before educated on our own self, before we are educated on another person, before getting into a relationship with them and starting a family with them and all that, right? So I'll be blending in education and other topics in this sociology of family, because sociology of family really weaves together everything. The family is the bedrock. The family is the bedrock of every social institution, and it is also the root, right? The family is the root from which all other aspects of ourselves spring, right? The family is the root, right? So a dysfunctional family, right? A dysfunctional family inevitably leads to a dysfunctional society, right? And this is what the dark occult world does not. I mean, this might sound like the simplest thing anybody could ever tell you, but whilst it might be the simplest thing, is also the hardest thing, because we don't pay attention to it, because it's so simple, because it sounds so simple. Like somebody could tell you, oh, the family is the root, right? This is things that we have been hearing from time immemorial. Since we've been born, we've been hearing this. You know, your family is the everything is family. The family is the root of everything. You know, is nothing new that I'm saying here that you have not heard before, right? But in truly doing what it takes to fix or to create a truly sound, moral, spiritual, emotionally healthy family is not an easy thing to do, right? And it is not an easy thing to do, right? People might think they are doing it, right? But it is a lot more than what surface level demands, or what surface level shows it to be, right? It is way deeper, right? There's this photo that I came across once whilst I was doing my master's, which I had used in one of my presentations. There was a photo of the tip of an iceberg, right? So they have the ocean and they have the tip of the iceberg on top the water, and then below the water you're seeing like a shadow as iceberg, the bottom aspect of it, which is the hidden aspect of self, the hidden aspect, our shadow self, basically what that represented, right? And what we often see is just the tip of the iceberg, and we don't know what actually, the type of work that actually really goes into creating, really initiating change, or creating a sound, healthy, moral, spiritually sound family, or even self. It takes self-education, knowledge of our unconscious, knowledge of the unconscious or the subconscious, and bringing the unconscious to the surface to really deal with the shadow aspects of ourselves and to heal ourselves, right? And then to go on to create whatever other works that we were here to create, right? Such as a family and so on, right? So it's actually really a shame. It's actually and it's a kind of surprise too that the Ministry of Education, well, it's not a surprise, but that the Ministry of Education has not called me yet for my interview after 8 years, right? After seeing how within a couple months I was actually able to transform, after a year I was able to transform my life completely, and within 2 months I was able to transform the life of a whole other human being, right? And God alone knows how much more, right? Because I could only speak of what is within my remit, right? So after a couple months, having the ability to completely transform the life of an entire human being other than myself, right? To manipulate the mind of another human being, right? Completely, right? I am shocked that the Ministry of Education didn't yet call me for my interview, because you know why? The Ministry of Education and the government on the whole actually, and I have no issue saying that I have manipulated the mind of somebody, right? Unlike you, right? Unlike the dark occult world, right? Like religion, like government, like media, unlike you all who come in this covert undercover way and try to manipulate people, right? Unlike you all who come in this covert undercover way to try to manipulate people and bend people to do your will, right? I actually could openly state, right? Because I am using this for positive reasons. I actually have no problem with stating outright, right? I have no issue with stating outright that I was able to manipulate the mind of someone, right, to convert, I hear the word convert, to transform their life into a vegetarian lifestyle, right, and to not apply for a government job within 2 months, right? So that's why I am shocked that the Ministry of Education have not yet called me for an interview, seeing that the Ministry of Education and the government on the whole actually is the dark occult, right? And they actually depend on people to manipulate the minds of the masses, right? So I could have been all now a nice, obedient Ministry of Education teacher, teaching your syllabus and being the best and most effective sociology teacher too. Not these dumbass sociology teachers who go into their jobs for the sake of their salary, right? And don't give a shit about the children, right? And don't give a squat's ass about the children, right? I could have actually been in your education system as a lively, progressive, efficient, effective sociology teacher, right? Following your syllabus. But you all didn't want to hire me, right? I could have brought the classroom to life and not like these dumb-ass lecturers come and just throw a couple slides in the face of your students' face. And they have to struggle and pick up everything on their own, right? And students and all only doing it for the sake of their grades or for the sake of going to university after, because you all, that's what you all telling them is the only thing that's available for them to do, right? I actually have the ability to invoke practical, real-world, solution-oriented change, right? Not just theoretically, but real-world, practical change, right? And maybe that is the reason why you all did not hire me. So I am finding out the answer, that which I need to do. Maybe that is the reason why I was not hired, right? Because I actually have the ability to invoke real world change, right? But screw the Ministry of Education in Trinidad and Tobago. I was actually approached to lead a whole I was approached to lead the New World religion, right? I was approached to be the leader of the New World religion. So screw the Ministry of Health now, boy, right? I was actually approached to be this. Secondly, I was approached to be Mother Mary, right? If you all recall one of my past videos, you all heard I've been talking about the hacking my phone and attaching videos to my YouTube, subscribing me to videos. When this thing now happened, the first set of videos that came up was about me being chosen as Mother Mary, right? As Mother Mary, right? So I was approached to be Mary, which is the mother of Jesus Christ, right? I was approached to be, too, the leader of the New World religion. And this is because the Bohemian Grove Secret Society, right, which is the biggest secret society on earth, right? The Bohemian Grove Secret Society actually knows my capability. They knew my capability even before I knew it, right? They knew my natural law manifestation abilities before me, Vijaya Ramkisoon, had any idea of it at all, right? I've always been doing this manifesting thing throughout my life, but I never give too much energy and effort into it. But there were people who knew about my capabilities way before I even knew of it, right? So this is why I was approaching a spiritual and all that to lead a whole new religion. I am not going to use my I'm not going to abuse that kind of spiritual power and shit like that, right? I don't want to be no leader of no one world religion, one, and I am not going to be any Mother Mary, right? I'm not going to be any Mother Mary, right? I am just Vijaya Ramkisoon, and Vijaya is what it is, right? I am Vijaya, and Vijaya is what it is. Tell me, why would I want to be the mother of, why would I want to Let me rephrase that. Why would I want to relive the pain of my son being crucified on a cross, and why would I want to put my son through that sacrifice a second time, right? The mother of the second coming of Christ is what you all chose me to be, right? Why would I want to recreate a situation where my son, right, was used, abused, lied on, used, abused, and lied upon, right? The whole world is founded upon this lie, right? This whole world is founded upon this lie, right? That the Son, one and only Son, was crucified for the sake of the sins of everybody, right? And they used the Son, my son, if I am Mary, right? They used my son for entertainment, to make freaking movies, to lie and say that I was a virgin. Right? Well, I hope that in this lifetime you all come to realize the truth, right? That Mary was no virgin, right? Mary was no virgin, right? For those of you who've been following my videos from the very, very, very beginning, right? Which I would have deleted by now because there was certain information that I really didn't want in the public domain after all, right? But if you all were following my videos from the very start, you would see that Vijaya Ramkisoon, and well, you all chose me to be Mary. So Mary was really no virgin. And regardless of how much you all want to segregate, separate me, isolate me, and make me celebrate for however long, right? Regardless of how much you all want me to turn into this virgin again, right? There's no coming back after sex, right? Once you have sex, you can't unsex yourself. Once you have sex, you can't unsex yourself and be virgin again, right? Once you have sex, you have sex. That's it, right? You can't forget it, you can't undo it, right? So I am not going to agree with this chosen thing to be Mary, right? I am Vijaya, I could be Vijaya, I could give birth to a child, right? But that child is not going to come back here to be no damn sacrifice anymore, because you all did the most in his last life, right? You all would have done the most, right? Created an entire system, weaved an entire system of lies, right, around this whole Jesus story and around this whole Mary story, right? Yeah, a whole system of lies and deceit was woven around this whole Jesus story and Mary story, right? So we are back in this lifetime to say that we are not going to have it, the recreation of the whole lies again, right? And the second coming of Christ and all that, right? We are here to speak the truth, right? To heal from what was done to us in previous lifetimes, right? And to speak the truth that there is no one child or one son of God. There are multiple of us, right? Up to 8 billion, right? There are multiple of us. So we have come in this lifetime to rectify that lie, right? That the whole world was founded upon that lie, right? And that is why, because the whole world is founded upon that lie, right? The whole world will also be destroyed because of that lie, right? The whole world will also be destroyed because of that lie, because nothing that is built on a lie, right? Nothing that is built on a lie can last permanently, right? Nothing built on a lie can stand the test of time, right? You need to build something on the foundation of truth and going back to the sociology of family too. That's why if you have so many families from ever since, right? People like to think this is a contemporary issue and thing like divorce and all that, right? Even if you go and talk to your own family, right? Go and talk to your own family and you will uncover several secrets that you didn't even know before, right? Talk to your family, find out about your past, about your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and see if they actually had a stable foundation. They never did, right? And that's why you would find out stories about who was unfaithful to who. You know, they like to think this is our generation thing, right? They like to make us think that unfaithfulness and all that is our problem, right? In this generation, it is not. It never was, right? Things like unfaithfulness, even things that they have a problem with in this generation, like mixed race relationships and all these things, right? They would have done these things in the past. They would have been unfaithful in the past, and now they want to come and tell us that these things are wrong, right? They would have engaged in all the things that they come to tell us that is wrong in this generation, right? Just letting you all know that. Unfaithfulness, right? Things that go back in your history and you would find back in the day, right? How much people, when they used to have 9, 10 children and things, find out how many of your aunts, uncles and so on were actually the actual children of who you think is their mother and father and so on, right? So this is just to let people know and all, to stop feeling guilty about things, that mistakes or poor choices you've made in the past regarding these things. There's always the opportunity to reinvent yourself. There's always the opportunity to reinvent yourself and to start over, right? And this is my first message as we begin the most powerful course in sociology, which is the sociology of family.